Training zones are a framework of intensity that guide you to achieving performance adaptation. Measured in power, heart rate, pace, and rate of perceived effort, the idea behind training zones is you know and become more aware of how hard, moderate, or easy the workout is. Gadgets such as a power meter and heart rate monitor or GPS device are great to use to learn your rate of perceived effort, but remember, they're just tools to inform, not dictate. Today I want to talk a little bit more about how to use rating of perceived effort. Rating of perceived effort is a feeling. It's not a heart rate, it's not a power, it's not a pace. It's not something that's measured from your GPS device. It's internal, it's a feeling. It gets you to be aware of how it feels to go easy and how it feels to go hard. So when you use the gadgets, that's going to tell you a certain pace, power, or heart rate that's supposed to feel hard and supposed to feel easy, but it doesn't always happen that way. So if you are training with the heart rate training zones, power zones, pace zones, make sure you do the appropriate field threshold test, and that threshold test is going to get your threshold heart rate. Percentages of that threshold heart rate are going to give you zones 1, 2, 3, and 5. I did another video you can watch to learn more about that, and we can include a link below this video. Now, the benefits of rate of perceived effort is it's a subjective measurement, and it bases your level of effort, and combined with the objective measurement of power, pace, of heart rate, it gives you a complete picture of what's going on with you, external factors that may impact those other numbers on your gadgets, such as fatigue, nutrition, altitude, stress level, weather. So there's things that are going to affect that number on your watch, but rate of perceived effort's always a feeling. I like to use rate of perceived effort primarily when the workout is meant to be easy or when the workout is meant to be maximal, very, very hard. Usually if you're doing a maximal effort interval, the duration's a little bit shorter, and unless you have a power meter, your heart rate, if you're training by heart rate, it's going to lag and maybe not hit that high intensity heart rate because the high intensity effort is and duration is shorter, and it just takes lag time to get your heart rate up to that level, and it takes lag time to get your heart rate down to that recovery level. But if you're training with power, that's going to be a little bit more absolute. So I also like to use rate of perceived effort in an open water swim. There's always current, there's always something going on, a little bit more anxiety driven issues that you may have that are going to affect your pace in open water, and I don't use power or heart rate while I swim at all. If I'm indoors, I like to use the pace clock. I was brought up a swimmer. I understand my paces. I have different paces when I'm in the water, but not everyone does. So as you're learning and trying to achieve different paces in the water, rate of perceived effort is a great tool to use to guide your training intensity in the pool. Rate of perceived effort, I like to use a scale of 1 to 10. There's also the Borg scale, which is 6 to 20, but I like to use 1 to 10. RPE of 1 to 3 is generally a warm-up. RPE 4 to 6 is generally your endurance aerobic zone. RPE of 6 and 7 is more into that tempo, zone 3-ish. RPE 8 is usually that threshold, zone 4. RPE 9 to 10 is usually that zone 5, speed, maximal effort type of intensity. To be a successful athlete, you don't just want to train mindlessly. You want to be aware of what your body is doing and how it's reacting to the other data that you're accumulating during the workout. When you're armed with the knowledge and tools to evolve, you're able to make better decisions and become an active participant in your training and not just, checking off the box in Training Peaks or whatever you're using to say workout accomplished. As a coach, when I just see the box checked off and I don't see those subjective feedbacks and those RPE numbers, I'm always following up with the athlete because that just helps paint the bigger picture of what's going on. The primary driver of success is to understand the workout intent and develop self-awareness and the ability to manage what the day throws at you. You could be in a race, you could be totally dialed into your pace, heart rate, or power, and then you forget to charge your GPS device, or something just happens and you don't have that technology to use in competition. Not a problem if you're aware of what's going on, and if you have that mind-body awareness of what you should feel like at an easy effort, at a moderate effort, and at a hard effort.